Welcome in, everybody. This is We Talk About Practice, the series where I practice Melee. Now, what is the point of this, you may ask? Well, people, I find that too often when you practice Melee, it can be a little disheartening. You're just sitting there by yourself. You're not really doing anything. You know, you're just running around the world. Yeah, you're moving. Yeah, it's fun. But, you know, it can be a little, boring. And it can be hard to keep yourself motivated. So in an attempt to keep myself motivated to practice, I am going to record myself practicing. Hence the name of this beautiful show. We talking about practice. Check it. Now, why do I care about practicing? You might ask. Why do I even care? You know, Daniel, why practice? Or Daniel, why don't you just boot up Slippy? Well, the thing is, folks, as you can tell down there, I am in France. Now, I don't sound very French. You'd be correct to assume that I'm not French, actually. I'm American. And so if I'm American, what am I doing in France? Great question. Glad you asked. No one asked. I'm literally just sitting alone in my room. I'm studying abroad here in Strasbourg, France, right? It's in France, and it's on the border of Germany. As you can see here, like kind of like the cities here, and the border of Germany is right there. And what I've been saying to people is it's the same north-south as Paris, but it's all the way on the German border. And that's cool because this town, there's like a lot of German influence. It actually was entirely German speaking until after World War II, because Germany did some questionable things in that time period, and Germany did some questionable things, and they lost cloud. Germany lost a lot of aura. The aura of Germany, I feel like, has been so volatile. Back in the days with like the barbarians, theoretically, like the Germanic barbarian tribes are what was kind of caused the downfall of the Roman Empire in a sense. So they had aura then. I think they had aura during World War I. I'm not too sure. World War II, they had, unfortunately enough, in this case, it's important to say aura was not good. It was just aura. And then, they started going downhill. World War II happened. People didn't like them. They still had some aura, though. And then they lost the war, thankfully. Their aura kind of went with it. And now I feel like Germany, right, biggest economy in Europe, blah, 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 yada, yada. But still, I feel like they don't carry as much aura as they once did. And because of their loss of aura, Strasbourg, French now. Everybody speaks French. There's some German things, though. And all of that is to say, why do I care? Why do any of us care, right? Wait, watch this. Check out this pivot grab, pivot grab. Pivot grab, pivot grab, pivot grab. Nope, pivot grab. No, but I'm doing this because in about 2 or 3 weeks, there's a tournament. There's a monthly. Strasbourg has a melee scene. It's a small melee scene, but it's a melee scene nonetheless. And I want to fucking go in and I want to frag because I got my boys back home. For some context, I go to school at Syracuse University. There we have honestly a new budding young melee scene. It kind of started last semester, but this is the semester, this current spring, where it's really picking up, and I'm not there. I'm not there to see it. I have to keep my melee up. I got to keep up my skills. I got to get better. I got to get goated. As you can see, I can't wave land on the platform. Fuck that, Fox. I gotta represent my country. I'm in France, right? People don't speak our tongue here. People speak a different tongue. People speak the French tongue. And let me tell you, the French tongue is a fucked up tongue, dude. The French language is like what happens when you, especially trying to like listen to it and understand it, right? It feels like mush a lot of the time. It feels like when you're high and you're eating a bag of potato chips and you kind of just keep shoving them in your mouth, and then by the end of the bag, like they're still good, don't get me wrong, but it's like it's so mushy, kind of just all tastes the same, and you chew it and you crunch it up quickly, and it's just kind of like congeals into one. That's kind of what French sounds like and what it feels like trying to speak it. So that's why we're practicing, to try and improve and make sure I don't go in and play like a fucking loser. But this also brings up something, and all right, we're gonna move to something else. We're gonna move to Let's Jazz training. This also brings up something important. The idea, right, that I gotta practice, gotta be ready for when I go back home. I feel like a lot of shit's going on in the States, and I'm not there for it, right? And it's like FOMO, but on like a societal level. Okay. Jesus fucking Christ, I'm terrible. And if I record myself, that gets me motivation to get on and start going, and then I lock into the zone, and then I'm fucking heat. Then I'm fucking shooting ropes, dude. So what I want for this kind of like series is, I don't really know. If you're watching this, 1, shouts out, you're goated. Thanks. Number 2, leave a comment. Leave a comment. What do you want to see? Do you want to leave a comment with your questions, your thoughts, your comments, concerns? But another reason I'm doing this is because I don't have internet, so I can't play against other people. So I just kind of have to play by myself, and I have to practice, which is tough. It's tough to kind of go from that, like playing with or not even with others, but like playing on Slippy, where it's like more high octane, it's more like enjoyable of a gaming experience, and then playing by yourself with like very limited Wi-Fi, because it's just not as monkey brain isn't as satisfied this way, which is good, right? It's good for the monkey brain to have to take a break, slow down a little. Like, look at this. Oh, dude, I wanted that. I feel like when you watch pros a lot, they do a lot of like field stopping and then a wave dash out of shield to ledge, like bang, bang. Yeah, like that, exactly like that, and then they SD and then they lose the stock and then they cry and then their parents kill them with a knife. Colloquially, of course, colloquially murder them. Ever get colloquially murdered by your parents? You think you can say something and then just say like, oh no, colloquially speaking, colloquially speaking. Like if I was like, I'm gonna murder your whole family, and then I was like, no, just figure of speech. I'm not actually gonna murder your family. Is that okay? Or is that still like, dude, you can't say that you're gonna murder my family? Question for next time. As we wrap up the first episode of We Talking About Practice, if I say I'm gonna kill your whole family with a bomb, but then I say, colloquially speaking, of course, does that make it okay? Am I allowed to say that? Or is that fucked up? You tell me. Till next time, we talk about practice.